This is Van White with the Legal Brief. How many times have you sat in your car and saw these lights in your rear view or side view mirror, and then the following day went home or to work and talked about it with your colleagues or your family?
Sitting around with my friends talking about getting pulled over by a police officer. Everybody's got advice on what you should do when you get pulled over by a police officer. Mr. White, what's your advice on what I should do when I get pulled over by a police officer?
All right, to this Legal Brief follower out of the state of Maryland, I have 5 basic rules for what you need to do when you're stopped by a police officer. Rule number 1, very important. Keep your hands on your steering wheel. This way, the officer knows you do not have a weapon. Rule number 2, please do not be digging around in your glove compartment. This might be misinterpreted.
Don't ever be digging around in the console the next time you're stopped by law enforcement. We don't know what you're digging around for.
Rule number 3, always remain visible and stay calm. In accomplishing this particular goal, it will be extremely helpful if you turn on your dome lights as the officer is approaching, and you keep all your important documents in your visor area and not in your glove compartment. Okay, now rule number 4 is as critical as it gets. Here it is. Follow all, and I mean all, of the orders, whether they appear to be fair or not. They may be wrong, but on the side of the road is not the right place to challenge their decisions.
You roll it up on
Trust me, your window is no match for a PR-24.
Get out. Get out of the car right now. Get out of the car right now. Get out.
In case you didn't know, a PR-24 is a modern-day equivalent of a billy club, standard equipment in the police department these days. Rule number 5, and please remember this rule. If something goes wrong, please, please, please do not resist arrest. You could be stopped for a simple vehicle and traffic offense, which is no jail time, perhaps a fine, maybe a surcharge. But if you resist arrest, you could be looking at a more serious misdemeanor or felony arrest. After I sometimes give people these rules of the road, these rules for traffic stops, they sometimes will ask me, why, Mr. White, why, if they're wrong, do I have to do all this stuff?
Why just give them everything? Why give up your rights when you don't have to? Why? Why?
Well, the first answer to that question is because the Supreme Court of the United States said so. In 2 cases, Pennsylvania v. Mims and Maryland versus Jerry Lee Wilson, the Supreme Court of the United States held that police officers can order a driver and a passenger to get out of the vehicle. Here's the thing. During a traffic stop, the law has developed such that police officers have considerable, almost complete control over your person during a traffic stop. And here's the other thing. Quite honestly, you are no match as against handcuffs, a handgun, or a stun gun. And as our entire nation learned after the Rodney King incident, you are always going to be on the losing end if it's a battle between you and a pack of wolves with PR-24s. So now, you know why. For the Legal Brief, this is Van White.